just thank you so much. It's been a blessing. And Bert, I'm so happy for you. And so I will now introduce your YLD president, Bert Hummel, who has some great plans for this year. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Will. I appreciate your words. They mean a lot, especially after the year you were able to put on and creating somewhat of a blueprint for how to navigate these times. So congratulations on your year, Will, and shattering all fundraising expectations. I'll be brief. I'm honored to rise and speak to this group, the esteemed body of the Board of Governors, on behalf of the Young Lawyers Division. And I look forward to serving as their president 2020 to 2021. I believe it's a universal truth that 2020 has not been a banner year for any one of us, other than those who potentially had the foresight to hoard toilet paper and hand sanitizer. And even more so for those who took advantage of it monetarily by selling it on eBay and Amazon. However, we stand in a unique position right now that we can change the way that future generations look back at 2020. While it has been difficult, it's presented numerous challenges with how to deal with a pandemic, other global crises, but more importantly, how we as a bar and lawyers of our state respond as leaders when confronted with injustice, inequality, and systemic racism in our society. We owe it to the public to serve, to stand up, to lend our voices, our platforms, and our leadership to the communities that expect us to be just that. After all, we've taken an oath to administer justice and serve the public. So will future generations look back at us in 2020 with the disdain and lost opportunities to advocate for change and inequality, when it seems that so many of us in our society have their attention on the issues we currently find ourselves facing? Or will we look back at 2020 with admiration? Because in adversity, we showed our resolve, our perseverance, and adherence to the moral compass that allowed us to lend our voices to stand up against the racial injustices that continue to exist in our society. These aren't new issues. These are issues that for so long have been etched in the forefront of the American conscience. In that regard, I have 4 initiatives that I plan to push forward this year. I was happy that this body already approved in large numbers Dawn's new committee to address racial bias and injustice in our profession and our society. And so with that, it leads me into my first initiative this year, is to address systemic racism in our communities, our profession, and our justice system in order to promote changes to end instruments of inequality. We will work with Madam President Dawn Jones and her new committee on racial bias and injustice to seek out where inequality surfaces and how to address it. I've already challenged yesterday the young lawyers of this state, and in numerous conversations leading up to my address yesterday, to stand up and to lead our communities during these difficult times. I've identified several members of the Young Lawyers Division to serve as directors, and I've actually expanded our board of directors in order to facilitate discussions across our state, utilizing our local affiliates to promote these real and hard discussions that we must have in order to figure out where these injustices we speak about surface. What does it mean to have an instrument of inequality? Where does it surface, and how are we going to be able to address it? A second initiative is to work with the public that we serve by increasing our community service efforts to our local communities across the state. And also aim to expand our nationally recognized and awarded clinics and programs for the benefit of the public we serve and our members. Finding purpose through service is what I'm challenging a number of our committee chairs to accomplish this year by promoting further community service efforts by their members. And the third initiative is to advocate for further wellness initiatives for young lawyers in Georgia. Statistics show that mental health issues often form through bad habits that are taken up at young ages in attorneys' lives, most of the time in law school or in the first 5 years of practice. As such, our goal is to remove the taboo stigma around mental health and discussing it, and to address what types of changes young lawyers can make to have better habits in their lives and to make their mental health improve. Fourth and finally, I benefited greatly from having a mentor who adhered to the TILT program's mentor requirements. Veronica Richardson stepped up in so many ways for me when she could have just simply signed my form, taken me to a deposition, looked over a few discovery efforts, and said, "There you go, kid. Welcome to the world of attorneying. Go lawyer." Instead, she really took it seriously. She continued in my development as an attorney. She's become a close friend and confidant, and still, though, acts as a mentor. She always puts that mentor cap on when we talk. So I realize and recognize how much that did for my professional growth and development as an attorney and as a service or someone who was dedicated to service in our profession and our communities. And I believe that other lawyers should benefit from same. So I will be creating a database along with a couple of directors to have mentors or have lawyers of this state sign up to act as mentors to young lawyers so that they too can benefit from personal growth or professional growth and development. I invite all of you of the board of directors to join us in our meetings this year. I look forward to actually having in-person meetings. I believe that so much can be done when you are meeting. Yes, I enjoy the sidebar conversations with everyone, even if it is a lot of people boasting of their legal accomplishments or talking about so much that as attorneys we face that others may seem as boasting. But I do look forward to having folks come to our meetings. We have a fall meeting in Jekyll Island, October 30th through November 1st. I also hope that they will be playing a football game in an hour away when Georgia and Florida play, that the young lawyers may be able to attend, and other Board of Governors members should they want to come down and join us. We will have community service efforts down there. We will continue our discussions as outlined above. And then January, we will join the Board of Governors with the mid-year meeting here in Atlanta. And then in the spring, Dawn and I spoke about this. It was important to me to have the young lawyers of the state see how the Board of Governors kind of operates. And while they're able to do that at the mid-year meeting and the annual meeting, there's a lot of distractions during that time as well. So I have joined with Dawn, and she has agreed to allow a bunch of young attorneys to hold our meeting at the same time as the Board of Governors meeting in Brasstown Valley.
Younger attorneys.
What's that? Senior? Younger attorneys. My fault. Yeah, as you can see, the white in my beard would say perhaps I'm not a young attorney any longer. But it's important for me to have the young lawyers of our younger lawyers of our state see the hard work that goes into these meetings, see the leadership that the attorneys of this board provide. And so we look forward to collaborating with you at that meeting and beyond. And of course, the annual meeting, we are looking forward to that and potentially some much needed beach time in Isle of Palms. I look forward to serving as the president of the Young Lawyers Division and this board in any way that our members would like. I have provided my top initiatives above, but the Young Lawyers Division is always open to advocating for service to the profession and as the service arm of the bar in general. Daryl, I thank you and I applaud your year as our leader while navigating such tumultuous waters and difficult times. You and Will have provided a much needed blueprint for Dawn and myself as we lead our bodies this year. And Madam President, I look forward to your leadership and serving the bar when and where needed. The Young Lawyers Division is at your disposal to help you accomplish the goals that you have set forth, and I look forward to all that you will accomplish. And thank you for your time, and be well.